Chelsea Chainsaw. Hello. There's no issues today. Nobody has questions. Nobody has anything they want to figure out. Y'all just want to hang out today and stare into each other's eyes. That's fine. My hand still hurts. It's feeling better, but this is ridiculous. Wear gloves. Wear gloves if you're going to work. Blisters are not fun. Just waking up from surgery? Well, thanks for being here. I'm glad that the first thing you're going to do when you wake up out of surgery is be like, I'm going to go to the Galaxy Lab, see what's going on there. I was up till 5 a.m. filing and organizing papers, then had a meeting at 11. Well, damn. I'd be ready for a nap too, I guess. I guess it is 1. You have a huge crush on me? Well, thank you. Thank you for having a crush on me. Astral Archer, hello. I'll allow it. I'll allow the nap at 1:30. You're here again. You are here again. I went to bed pretty late too. 14, 17, thank you for the follow. I hate that about me, that I'm a sleep procrastinator. Like, I'm a sleep procrastinator when I'm on my own. When I'm with somebody, the goal is go to sleep, you know? But when I'm on my own, sleep procrastinator. I just don't want to go to sleep. You know, I always got issues, if that's what you want. I'm here for your issues. So, Liza, what is your situation? Are you trying to make this marriage work, or are you two separating? Like, what's going on there? How do you deal with a guy who's treating you like his mommy instead of potential girlfriend? What do you mean by treating you like his mommy? Kinlan. What does that look like to you? But thank you for the follow, Kinlan. Or Kindlin. Maybe you gave us good advice and we are figuring out our problems. Good. That's what I want. Obviously, we want to get to the point where we know the answers ourselves. And we don't have to ask Super Ken. But you can still pretend like you don't know what to do. For the content. Shelby, hello. But what do you mean by he treats you like a mom and not a potential girlfriend? What does that look like to you in your world? Still in PR last time I talked to him was really confusing. As it will forever be. Cookie Tay Ruby. I posted pictures from the photo shoot I did with our baby. And while he's in Puerto Rico, you understand, like, he's probably definitely cheating. Like, what is the dynamic there? Are you in an open relationship? Because at least one of y'all are probably definitely in an open relationship. He said it was the highlight of his day. Iris looked cute, and I looked good too. Kindy Lynn. And I mean, it seems like he wants someone to act like his mom. But laundry done for him, his things picked up and cleaned up after him. Got you. Does he work? Like, what's going on in his world where he doesn't have the energy to do laundry or pick up after himself? Because, like, laundry I get. There's no reason for two people to do laundry together. You know, laundry's a one-person job. You know, if I'm gonna clean my clothes, I might as well clean yours too. If I'm doing darks and lights, like, I don't mind separating our laundry and doing our laundry for us. But, like, picking up after himself, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. That's a little red flaggy to me, if somebody can't pick up after themselves. But what about his life makes it hard for him, do you think? Then ask him if he wanted me to keep something. He said yes. I'm thinking about putting it here. No, I don't think he's with anyone else. Oh, you just think he goes to other countries just to be alone. Cooking all the time, cleaning, pretty much wants to be able to sit back and do almost nothing to help. So he has a typical 8 to 5 job. And what about you? Do you also have a job? Kindy Lynn. Asked him what he wanted me to do with some tools, and he said he might make things for Iris. With them, like what? Haley or Selena? Selena, of course. Mikist, I don't think anybody's Team Haley. Man, thank you for the follow. Caitlin NW03. Hello. I am Jade Official. Welcome. Baby Beast Photography. Hello. I have 2 roles with my company and a side gig, plus 2 bucks. So, what does your schedule look like compared to his? Is what I'm asking. What does 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. look like for you? Hello, Shelby. He's with his brother, another employee. He's a workaholic that distracts with work. Like when you have 2 roles with your company, like what does that mean? Like do you do meetings, phone calls, emails? And then what do you mean by side gig? Is that like an everyday thing, every once in a while thing? Because here, this is what I would do. He works 8 to 5, so that's what 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours minus 1 hour for lunch. He works 8 hours a day. So I would match that. I would do your side gig, do your roles in your companies, and once it equals 8 hours plus an hour for lunch, you're done for the day. But if you have some extra time, do some laundry, do the dishes, So that way it's equal. But if you are also working 8 hours, Liz, we're not counting the puppies. That's not fair. Counting puppies is not fair to count. Like if you're also working 8 hours a day with your company, your roles in the company and doing your side gig, then it's time to split the chores, Then it's time to have the conversation like, look, I get that you're tired from working, but I also work 8 hours a day, and we just have to split the chores, so we can get things done faster and there's no resentment building up. And you could do a little chore draft, like you could each choose a chore that you enjoy doing the most, like which chore do you love doing the most? And if you collide on the one that you enjoy doing the most, then you throw it in a hat, and what's the second one you enjoy doing the most? And then you just kind of, okay, that's your responsibility, this one's mine. You just pick the chores that each of you enjoy doing the most. And the ones you kind of argue with and you're like, no, I want that chore, throw it in a hat. And every week you draw, or every week you alternate. Something like that. Just split the responsibilities if you also work. But if you're like roles in the companies and your side gig is like takes 4 hours of your day, for example, then you've got 4 hours to do housework. And I'm kind of on his side of like, you got this extra time. I don't really want to deal with it when I work 8 hours a day and you only work 4. So it'd be awesome if you could take care of the house stuff in those extra 4 hours. It just depends on the situation. But if you're working the same amount, and even if it's just like an hour of extra time, do what you can. Like I have an hour, like my hour of extra time is going to go towards doing the dishes that I have every day. Like I will consider doing the dishes part of my daily 9 to 5. That's fine, and then we split the rest of the chores. Just make it fair and even if it's a struggle. But I definitely, if you two are equally working, I don't believe that you should be doing all the chores at all. So that's totally unfair to you. He's with his brother and another employee. He's a workaholic that distracts himself with work. I date a guy from Latvia when I live in New Zealand. I might marry the man that puts my laundry away. I'll do it all, but that part, I am the same way. Like, I'll do laundry. I'll separate the laundry. I'll load it. I'll put in the soap. I don't want to move it to the dryer. I don't want to take it out. I don't want to fold it. I don't want to put it away. I hate that part too. I feel you, Crystal. I dread folding laundry. When it comes time to fold or like put away, hang up, I'm just like, ugh, no. I work 8 to 5 in my main job. Come home, do cooking, cleaning, work on my baking business. Got you. Yeah, so you should totally be splitting responsibilities. I'm 100% sure while he's in Puerto Rico, and I'm not happy about it. Shouldn't you be in school today? Nolans. How are you? Thanks for being here. Teen Chain, hello. He's been that type and says he'll do something and then just sits till I can't take it and I do it. My ex-fiance wanted me to do all the indoor chores and he would do the outdoor chores. Then suddenly he'll want to get up and get it. Then he made me do a lot of outdoor chores. Oh no. Romo Amor, hello. How are you? Thank you for the follow. I love cleaning, hate cooking. I don't mind cooking. But yeah, just split the chores and there's just no way about it. You know? Like, bro. Don't even be thinking about turning on the PlayStation or the Xbox. The trash still needs to be taken out. But me, I'm done with my chores today. So I'm gonna sit back and chill while you go do your shit. That is frustrating. When there's something sitting there and you want it to be done, you're like, whatever, I'll just get it done. And they're like, no, I got it. I'll do it. I understand your frustration, but yeah, just constantly remind him. Who cares? But yeah, just split them. Split them in a way that is enjoyable and fair to both of you. Pick your favorite ones and get it done. Make sure you get it done. And also, the world's not gonna end if he does the dishes at 9 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. You know, if he's just like trying to get to it, like it doesn't need to be done this second. The world's not gonna end. It's fine. Choose your battles. I just hate that my husband did zero cleaning, cooking, and rarely any baby stuff. But that's a minor issue, seeing as he abandoned me and his child. It's frustrating as having the combo with him and then getting jokes about it. I mean, he did work 12 hours a day, and I work 8 to 9. Yeah, if they're quote-unquote work for 12 hours a day. Yeah, you could also maybe work on like a daily schedule of like we work until 5. We come home, we maybe relax for an hour, and then let's say 7 to 9 we do house chores. And then we've got 9 until bedtime to chill again. You know, a little relaxation when we get home, an hour or two to do house chores, and then we can chill. You know, just schedule your day a little bit better. Maybe that'll help with them. Instead of just like winging your day and getting to it when you get to it. Just have like a set chunk of the day. Because that's what I do with my time, is I schedule everything. I give myself a chunk every single day to do house chores, whatever. So that way I make sure I get to it. And also, I feel like you get things done faster when it's scheduled. Like if you give yourself the whole day to do something, it's going to take you the whole day to do something. But if you give yourself an hour to do something, it's only going to take you an hour. You guys that work that much, are you able to hire a cleaning lady? The hours he wasn't working, he was texting the girl he cheated on me with. Yeah, maybe try like the daily schedule too, because that's just what I have to do. And when I'm in a relationship, I will literally schedule time with my partner. Like I will schedule it. Like I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna work until this time. Make sure I get my workout in. Make sure I get all my work done, and then our time you come home from work. It's closer to us time, you know. It's not like immediately after you get home from work, but I will usually, in a relationship, I usually will do like 8 or 9 p.m. until bed is us time. And make sure I get everything done before then. So I do also go to the gym and school. I'll stay up till 10, 11 at night to get things done. He is controlling and manipulative narcissist. Hello, Reginald. But try that. Try the schedule. Try to give yourself a little time to relax when you get home, and then, from 7 till 8, we're doing house chores. Or 6:30 to 7:30, whatever works for you. But just give yourself an hour to work on what you're going to work on, and what doesn't get done, doesn't get done. That's fine. You'll finish it tomorrow. I knew I'd find you here. I found out you can go to jail for cheating in Virginia if you're married. Good. At least hello. WZ18, welcome. Maybe you should be giving men advice. I give people advice. Here's the thing. I don't want to throw a blanket over it, because I was thinking of doing a video throwing a blanket over it. But if advice is attached to gender, 99% of the time it's bullshit advice. I'm just going to say it. If the advice is attached to gender, it's bad advice. Keep fucking scrolling. Don't listen to that person. It's so infuriating to be scrolling on TikTok and video after video. Men this, women that. Men think this way, women think this way. It has nothing to do with being a man or a woman. It's all trauma. It all has to do with how you grew up. There was a video today by this girl. It's a girl who makes video for men. She's like a female Andrew Tate in a way. And she was going on about women are always complaining about men not having empathy, but it's because we have to have more empathy, because we have to have children and this and that. We give birth. It's these men that women are complaining about having no empathy isn't because men have low empathy. It has nothing to do with being a man. It's because these women who are complaining that the person that they want doesn't want them back are only attracted to this person because they don't want them back. Meaning that they have abandonment wounds that are being triggered, and they've had these abandonment wounds since childhood. They are only attracted to people who don't want them back. So then they're going to pick those people and then cry when they don't want them back. But that's what you're attracted to. It has nothing to do with men having low empathy. It has everything to do with abandonment wounds. That shit annoys me so much. Hearing advice on TikTok about men think this way, women think this way. It has nothing to fucking do with being a man or a woman. Nothing. Nothing at all. Low empathy has nothing to do with being a man. It has nothing to do with women giving birth. It has everything to do with an avoidant attachment style. Because secure men have empathy. Anxious men have empathy. Avoidance and narcissists don't. Or it's very low. Antisocial people don't at all. It's not because they're a man. I feel like women will listen to gender neutral advice, but men only listen to male focused advice. You're so right. I try to keep all of my advice gender neutral unless it absolutely calls for it. Unless the advice absolutely calls for men, women, it's rare though. It's rare. There's a sliver of it has to do with gender. Just a sliver. Just a very tiny sliver. For example, being friends. A woman can be friends with an attractive man without wanting more. A man cannot be friends with an attractive woman without wanting more. That's one of the rare instances. But for the most part, it has nothing to do if you're a man or a woman. Stacy's from South Africa here. How are you doing? Nice to see you again. Hello, Stacy from South Africa. Dad, why are you lecturing me? Penguin, hello. Narcissists will never take blame for anything. They will redirect it on you. Facts. Facts on facts, Shelby. They don't take any accountability. feel like men are worried about interacting with things that seem feminine, and they are, because on the flip side, more quote-unquote feminine men go after these women who don't want them. So they're shamed from their feminine side, even though that they are feminine, and they're anxious, and that's why they're attracted to these avoidant women, and they don't want to interact, to your point, they don't want to interact with things that seem feminine, because they don't want to lean into it, even though they're already there. They want to push that away because they're already shamed for feeling the way that they do. They're already shamed for expressing their emotions. They've probably expressed their emotions to their avoidant girlfriend and she got the ick. Or narcissistic girlfriend, sociopathic girlfriend, and she got the ick. A healthy woman is not going to get the ick from a man expressing his emotions. An anxious woman isn't going to get the ick from a man expressing his emotions. Only unhealthy women. You don't want those women anyway. And you don't want those men anyway. You do not want unhealthy men or women. And all this fucking women that advice on TikTok is how to make a toxic man or woman like you. I don't want them to like me. I don't give a fuck. And if I do trick somebody into liking me, if I manipulate somebody into liking me by acting this way, paying for all of this shit so that a narcissistic woman doesn't resent me, it's eventually going to fade. Like, you can't make a narcissist happy. You know, it's always temporary. So I don't give a fuck to make these narcissistic women who want their entire lives paid for happy. And you shouldn't give a fuck to make these narcissistic men happy by cleaning their fucking house and doing all the housework. You know, like, they can pick up a mop every once in a while. Men can do dishes every once in a while. Like, I don't give a fuck if you want me to do the housework as a woman, and I don't give a fuck if you want me to pay for everything as a man. Like, that's narcissistic. Like, extreme gender roles is narcissistic as fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. I just want somebody who loves me for who I am, who I can be myself around, and they can be their self around me. And I gotta deal with that shit. I don't have to deal with manipulation and game playing. And that's all it is. That's all the advice is from the Andrew Tate types. Whether they're man or woman, or they're just like, oh, men think this way, women think that way. Just, ugh. It's all bullshit. It's all toxic bullshit. I agree that it shouldn't be gender focused. Just with a marketing standpoint, that's why I think that. Yeah, it definitely is easier. Definitely is easier to be like, if you want a male following to attack women, and if you want a female following attack men. But I gained my female following without attacking men at all. I have no negative. You will not find one negative post about me attacking men, and my following is 90% women. I don't attack men once, because I use real fucking psychology. I talk real shit, and I don't have to separate people and attack a gender to gain a following. I used to be avoidant. Maybe this relationship is karma. Cute. Hello, Elise. Well, Eliza, after this relationship, you will be probably fearful avoidant. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you develop a post-traumatic stress disorder if you haven't already. If you do not already have a PTSD. So it's like a game, secrecy, toxicity, avoidance. I'm so glad my boyfriend helps me around the house even though he doesn't live with me yet. Well, that's awesome, Shelby. I had PTSD at one point. Yeah, I was very lucky to not develop a CPTSD with my narcissistic relationship, but it's very common to develop one. Friendship, not relationship, can I? Lots of PTSD. Yeah, it's usually a CPTSD with narcissism, but PTSD obviously can happen too, depending on how abusive they are. There could definitely be a moment. I swear I attract sociopaths. I had PTSD from yelling. After I found out he cheated, I had night terrors, flaring around, throwing up. User 87, hello. So, Eliza, I hate to break your heart, but cheating is a behavioral pattern. Chef, thank you for the follow. Like, once a cheater, always a cheater. Like, if you cheat, it's in you. And you need to fight your urge to cheat. If you are a cheater, you're a cheater forever. And the only people who don't cheat in the future, who have cheated, it's because they fight their instinct screaming at them to cheat. They are being screamed at to cheat, and they have to suppress that feeling if they've already cheated. A cheater's a cheater. They will always be a cheater. And he's a narcissist, so he's really not going to suppress that feeling. If the opportunity happens, like, he's going to cheat again. Hi, Rachel. Looking for a serious partner from Canada. Martha, hello. DYSC, hello. Thanks for being here. Everybody who's new here, click the follow button. I appreciate it so much. So many people looking for serious partners from Canada. Marry each other. DYS, thank you for the follow. He tried to convince himself that we weren't together. 23 years in a narcissistic marriage, he cheated all over the place. Exactly. Yes, and thank you for the follow. Like, I'm not saying somebody who cheats 100% will cheat again, but 100% they're going to be tempted to cheat again, and they have to suppress it themselves. And narcissists just don't have it in them to care. The only way somebody is going to suppress their urge to cheat is because they have empathy. You know, the only way they're suppressing the temptation is because they have empathy and they don't want to hurt their partner. Narcissists don't have that. Sociopaths don't have that. They're going to cheat. It's a behavioral pattern. I did a whole video about it being in our DNA. Like, cheating is in our DNA. It has to do with our dopamine receptors in certain hormones that we have and don't have. So you got to control it. Like, if you have that urge and you screaming cheat, don't. Because it hurts people. It ruins people. It ruins people's self-esteem. Some people end their lives over it. So that's why we don't do it. And we tell our mind to shut up. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not hurting this person that I love. Like, it's as simple as saying no to temptation. After that one was the few times I saw his vulnerability. It was rooted in shame, but showed it. These people are always sliding into my DMs. I blame you, Ken. Sorry, Reginald. Jay's hello. Jessica, welcome. When they openly flirt with your female friends and not with you, that's red flag. Red flag as fuck. That's called triangulation. Jayhan, thank you for the follow. I think he's not cheating because he's worried about what his clients would think. Watching you from the Philippines. Well, hello. Well, Eliza, that's why narcissists love turning their coworkers, their friends, their family on their partner. Like, a narcissist will go out with their friends and ignore you all night so that you blow up their phone, so that you look crazy, so that they can show your friends, so they can plant these seeds in all their friends of, like, I'm with somebody crazy. So that way when they do cheat, they get a round of applause from their friends. Like, about time you cheated on Eliza. She's so controlling, she's so toxic, you deserve so much better. They will turn their friends, their family, and their coworkers on you so that you look like the crazy person, so that they can cheat. And that they don't have to worry what their clients, their coworkers, their family, their friends think of him for cheating, because it's like, oh, yes, you should, you should cheat on her. She's awful. That's what they do. What about he brings me down when I'm being vulnerable or expressing my feelings? I don't get that. Super toxic. Toxic as fuck. To not be supportive when somebody's feeling down. Even though we lived together, on paper we were married, I never went anywhere else. Now it's hard. It's hard to explain not seeing your kids for months. And yeah, he did that in the past. He's still doing it. He's still doing it, Eliza. They don't just stop. They can pretend to stop for a little bit, but they don't. They don't stop. Fly with Nate, hello. It's your girl Kimmy, hi. Like, if this guy is a 100% narcissist, like, I would get out while you're still young. And, like, I wouldn't wait until he finds somebody else and then throws you away. And now you're older, single with kids. Because, like, a narcissistic relationship is going to end one day. Unless you hold the power. Like, the only way a narcissistic relationship lasts is if you're the one with money and they are more of a feminine narcissist who want status, power, finances, and they can't do it themselves. Like, that's the only way it lasts, is if they cling on to you like a fucking leech, like a parasite. But the man, like, the relationship is gonna end one day. Like, they're gonna find somebody else and throw you away. That's what they do. Like, they have to discard you. They have to throw you away. They do it. There's just no way around. There's no way around it. It's gonna happen one day. My ex turned all my friends I considered family against me. Exactly, that's what they do. He's visiting at the end of the month, and I told him we need to have a serious conversation. Imagine saying he's visiting me at the end of the month, referring to your husband for now 3 years, but can't trust anyone. That happened to me. I think he owes me like $25K. Thanks, Ken, for that bright story of my life. Scoop, thank you for the follow. User 20, hello. I'm worried about the financial stuff. My job, home, lifestyle, identity would probably all be taken. Oh yeah, because you two work together. That's true. So he's got you trapped in that way. Like, narcissists will trap you with their finances. What kind of girl you like for your girlfriend? Bad bitch. Somebody who's kind and caring, who's empathetic, who's a good communicator. That's what I want. Hello, Wendy. I keep forgetting that you two have like a business together. But that's like the easiest narcissistic trap, is finances. Better to get out before you waste your years. Like, you're either gonna be with a narcissistic trap of finances. It's either two narcissists together, because it's a narcissistic female who feels entitled to a certain life because she looks a certain way, with a narcissistic man who has a lot of money and he just buys his partners. Or you're gonna deal with a naive woman who has a good heart and is made to believe you're pretty, so just sit and wait for somebody to buy you and marry you. And now she's trapped in this narcissistic relationship forever because she's never learned how to stand on her own, make her own money. She just learned to get by on looks, and guess what? That doesn't work when you're 40-something anymore. It works in your 30s, it works in your 20s, but you still got 60 years of your life where it's not going to work anymore. And now they're trapped and miserable and being abused. Men hate to talk about feelings and anything deep. It's scary to open up with somebody that you can't trust to be there. You know, like, the problem with men wanting to open up is that we are scared that once we open up, we're going to lose you because you're going to look at us different. You know, it is an abandonment fear with opening up. So it's scary as a man to open up because society makes us believe if we show our emotions, we're weak. And then if our partner if their partner is wrapped around society's finger and they also believe what society tells them, they are also going to believe my partner's weak because they're vulnerable, even if it's subconsciously. You know, it just depends how much society has you on its puppet strings and how free thinking you are. Somebody who's more free thinking or anxious, I would feel more comfortable opening up to. Somebody who is avoidant, narcissistic, sociopathic, I would not feel comfortable opening up emotionally or being deep with, because they would 100% abandon me. Like, an avoidant they view emotions as weakness. So it just depends on the person, and it's scary. If we get a divorce, it's going to be messy. Really Yang, hello. Thank you for the follow. Blade of Despair, hi. Or she's a bad bitch and stays because she made a promise and does things right. Exactly, if she's healthy. But a lot of us aren't healthy. Like, that's the thing, is like 50% of our population is healthy, 50% of our population is not healthy. The 50% that are healthy, 50% of them get married in their mid early late 20s. They're getting married. So it's like by the time you're in your 30s, half of the healthy people are gone. So it's just scary. And if you did get a healthy person, then you have already opened up because you're healthy and you feel safe in that relationship to open up to her. So you don't know the flip side of the coin. So you have no problem opening up. You get to open up because you have a healthy partner that you found in your 20s. But when you're in your 30s, it's like the fucking Squid Games where you're jumping from tile to tile. Are you a safe tile or are you not? Like, I don't know until I open up, and I'm either gonna crash or you're gonna hold me. He's a broke narcissist that only looks for women that work hard. Why look for that? Because he is a feminine narcissist. So there's a masculine narcissist and there's a feminine narcissist. The feminine narcissist is more anxious. They're more entitled. Where a masculine narcissist is more avoidant. They are more driven and hardworking. So narcissists can be both ends of the spectrum. They're either super successful or super lazy. The feminine narcissist is lazy, and feminine can be a man or a woman. If you're a lazy male narcissist, you're a feminine narcissist, entitled to a certain life. So I'm going to look for a woman who makes a lot of money and she's going to take care of me. That's a feminine narcissist, male or woman. And on the flip side, I'm a boss babe. I'm the CEO. This company needs every second of my attention. I can't deal with a relationship. I just want to make money, and no amount of money will ever be enough. It's on both ends. If I divorce him before we sell the company, I'm not going to get much, but I'll wait till we sell. It's not better for me. You'll never feel safe in narcissist abuse. Exactly. Super important to have a safe environment to share feelings. I know money isn't everything, but I put a lot of work into this company and I feel like I deserve. No, I agree, Eliza. For sure. You do deserve the payoff. You're making me scared to be single in my 30s. You should be scared to be single in your 30s. It's not fun. It's not fun being here and single. And it just gets worse. The older we get, the worse it gets. That's another trap, is like these girls in their mid-20s or early 30s being like, oh, I'll date a 40-year-old man who's put together and knows what he wants. He's going to be mature. That's not how it fucking works, because the 40-year-old man is 40 and single for a reason. He can't keep a relationship. Why? It's different if like the 40-year-old man is widowed or he just got divorced. He was in a relationship for 20 years and he couldn't take it anymore, or maybe he was married to a narcissist and she discarded him and now he's 40 and single. That can happen, but more than likely he's 40 and single because he's a narcissist and he can't settle down. He has a hard time committing. He can't communicate. He can't compromise. It's his way or the highway, and women are like, nah, I'm out. They're not taking the abuse because they've already been through abuse. Like, it's an eye-opener for y'all who think you're going to date somebody in their late 30s or early 40s because their life is together and you're going to live happily ever after being their trophy wife. That's not how it fucking works. They're probably a narcissist. Like, narcissism gets more common in the single pool the older we get. The older we get, the more and more narcissists there are who are single in that age range. There are more single 30-year-old narcissists than there are in your 20s. And at least percentage-wise, not like number-wise, but percentage-wise, the percentage of narcissism in the single pool gets higher and higher the older the age range. There's a higher percentage of narcissists who are single in their 40s than there are in their 30s, and there's more single narcissists in their 30s percentage-wise than there are in their 20s. Like, the more diluted, the more healthier people match up and take each other out of the dating pool, the more narcissists are left over who can't keep anybody, who can't learn to commit, who can't learn to compromise, who can't learn to get over the power struggle stage of the relationship. And they just keep throwing people away, keep refreshing, hopping into that honeymoon stage and getting out when the honeymoon is over. He's driven, hardworking when it comes to work, lazy at home. Well, let me get married real quick. He also told me I only have my position because of him. I know scared of never having a position. Also, he's a narcissist, remember, Eliza. You can't... Anything a narcissist says to try and bring you down or discredit you or belittle you, you just gotta, like, brush it off. You know, that's their narcissism speaking. Like, it's not true. Eliza, I'm sure you're a very hard worker and you deserve everything that you've worked for. Based on my experience, they want to become famous and have lots of money to establish status quo, which would mean I get to spend less time with my child. That's right, there's a reason I date younger. I have 5 years. The guy I'm seeing now is almost 50, never married, never said I love you to anyone. That's a little red flag. A little bit. Anna, thank you for the follow. I'm not about being a cougar. It's about what man treats me the best. Exactly. It is about them treating you. I have a question for you. Hit me with it, Chrissy. Do you think narcs get worse or better with age? So, fun fact, they are exactly the same, because here's the thing about narcs. Mel's bells, in my experience. So, narcissists have arrested development, meaning there's a certain time in their early teens, late childhood, where they stop developing emotionally. So, I started dating my 3.5-year relationship. We started dating when I was 26 years old and she was 22 years old. She was 22, I was 26. And we stayed together until I was 30 years old. I recently, a few months ago, like in September, I started talking to this girl, and we dated. We were official, and she turned out to be a sociopath, which is fun. She was exactly like my ex-girlfriend, and she was 33 years old. So the difference between the girl at 22 that I dated when I was 26 and the 33-year-old, that's an 11-year difference. We have a 33-year-old and a 22-year-old. They were exactly the same. 11 years, nothing changed. The mindset exactly the same. So they're stagnant. It's a flat line. They don't get worse. They don't get better. They are the same. From the moment whatever trauma happens to them, that narcissist. Forever. They don't get less of a narcissist. They don't get more of a narcissist. It's a flat line. The 22-year-old and 33-year-old girlfriend were exactly the same. One I met when I was 26, one I met when I was 31. Exactly the same people. Exactly. Like, there was a moment I woke up next to this girl, the 33-year-old. I woke up next to her in the middle of the night, and it was like seeing a ghost. I was like, this is my ex-girlfriend all over again. Just the way she was sleeping, the way she was acting while she was sleeping, it was terrifying. Like, I thought I saw a fucking ghost. Like, my heart dropped. And the next morning she was like, I'm sorry I didn't really like cuddle with you much last night. I had a dream about you, and in my dream you were drinking my wine and it made me upset. I'm like, what the fuck? You're not gonna cuddle me in real life because you had a dream where you got upset with me for drinking your wine? But that night I looked over at her, the 33-year-old, and I saw my ex-girlfriend of 4 years. I saw her. Like, just the way she was laying. Like, they're the exact same people. They're the exact same people. Every narcissist is the same person in a different body. They're all the same. They're all the same people. Too many women out there, no real guys left, at least not in cities where everyone feels options. But if all narcs are getting divorced, they're getting a divorce from non-narc people. So wouldn't it even out? Well, the problem is, if a narcissist is going to discard you, You have to work on yourself now, because you're probably going to have a fearful avoidance coming out of a narcissistic relationship. Not all the time. I had an anxious attachment style. But a lot of the time, especially if you develop a CPTSD, a complex post-traumatic stress disorder, you're also going to have a fearful avoidance or disorganized attachment style. And you're going to have to work on yourself. And it's also not impossible for two narcissists to get married, to become in a relationship. Narcissists can fall in love. You know, it's not like, ooh, one person's a narcissist, so the other person's good, they're just being abused. Like, two narcissists can fall in love. Narcissists and borderlines can fall in love. Narcissists and sociopaths can fall in love. It's not impossible. So, no, it doesn't just even out. Do you think narcs are disproportionately avoidant or anxious? I feel like it depends on which therapist or psychologist you ask. I think everybody has a bias. For the most part, therapists and psychologists say that borderline is anxious and narcissist is avoidant. I know of a therapist who's a female who was a recovered fearful avoidant, and she says in her clients that are narcissists are mostly anxious people. So I think there's some bias in her point of view, because she's the only one I've ever heard say that. For the most part, every therapist, every psychologist says avoidant, mostly avoidant. Let's hang out. Love you. Thank you. You're funny with reaction. Well, thank you. Thank you for the TikToks and the roses, Vladimir. What if I feel like an narc? How do I know if I'm not an narc? Because I do feel anxious. Talk to a therapist. I had to talk to a therapist because at the end of my relationship, I didn't know what narcissism was. So I spoke to a therapist. I'm like, am I a narcissist? Because I don't understand what went wrong, because I thought I was the perfect boyfriend. Like, I tried my hardest to be good to this girl. I gave this girl every bit of me. I tried to be a good communicator. Like, I would get frustrated because of the lack of communication on her side, but I thought I was like the perfect boyfriend, trying my hardest, like doing my best. So I spoke to a therapist. I'm like, am I a narcissist? And she's like, no, you're not a narcissist. But this is what a narcissist is. And I was like, oh, I was dating one. I was dating a narcissist. Because narcissists are good at gaslighting you. They're good at twisting things and making it seem like you're the problem. So let's talk to a therapist. Daily life. Like, if you think you're possibly a narcissist, just talk to a therapist. And a lot of people will say, if you feel like you're a narcissist, then you're not, because you're self-aware and you can self-reflect. But that's a myth. Like, narcissists can be self-aware. They can self-reflect and know that there's something wrong with them. Just talk to a therapist. They're gonna let you know. My ex has been contacting me and uses different numbers to try and get a hold of me, and I block him. They're always the same, but they can seem worse if they're around enablers. Exactly. That's true. Like, if a narcissist is around an enabler, usually their best friend is usually the enabler, or their parent is usually the enabler, they get worse. It's like adding fuel to the fire. Like, a narcissist can be really sweet around you, and the moment you two are apart, like an avoidant, they become a completely different person, depending who they're around, because they're mirroring who they're around. And if who they're around doesn't like you, then they don't like you either. I think narcs play the pity card more as they age. I could see that. Any healthy person want to date from Canada? Andrew, thank you for the follow. My fam often blames me for finding narcissists. I did research. They seek people with certain qualities. I don't know if narcissists are necessarily seeking you, or if you just click. Because, as somebody with a good heart, you're usually a people pleaser, and you're usually hyping them up, and you give them this access to this energy of, like, this person thinks I'm their soulmate, this person sees how wonderful I am, so this feels good. I feel like narcissists believe that they feel love in the honeymoon stage. But you have to also remember, for the most part, narcissists are unaware. They don't know that there's anything wrong with them. So if they don't feel a spark with somebody, they think it's that person's fault. It's like, you're the problem. Like, you're the problem I'm falling out of love. You're the problem I don't love you anymore. You're the problem I don't feel a spark. It has nothing to do with me. I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I'm just gonna find somebody else who feels the spark and sees how amazing I am. Oh, you're starting to set boundaries and push back at me. You're controlling. You're controlling me. I'm gonna find somebody who doesn't care that I come home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Who doesn't care that I have boys' nights and girls' nights all the time, and that I don't text back while I'm out, and that I'm not gonna pick up. I'm gonna find somebody who doesn't try to control me. You're controlling. Thank you for the hand heart, Samantha, because they're not self-aware enough to be like, all right, my victim is on to me, on to the next one. Like, that's not how their brain works. It's like, I hate this person. I need to throw them away and jump into the next honeymoon stage. I want to feel butterflies again. And my ego and my pride isn't going to allow me to love this person that I've loved for X amount of months or years. I need to throw them away. Because I'm not going to open up to them again. I'm not going to love them again. They don't deserve that. I deserve it, not them. Like, I'm not going to be the one to give in. I didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. It sounds like I hope you learn how to choose differently. Yes. In my life, I've only dated 2 narcissistic people in my 31 years. One person diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, but I've only dated 2 people who were narcissists in my life. Narcissistic. Panay, hello. Single and searching. I love how you validate that trauma. Trauma from relationships can actually cause PTSD, yes. That would be great. All the narcs and sociopaths get married to each other. Leave the healthy people for us. Yes, anxious attachment, PTSD, especially after long-term abuse. My ex has been contacting me using different numbers. I block him, but he blames me. Guess that's one thing I thank him for. He admits his narcissism. Yeah, but he needs to go to therapy. If he knows he's a narcissist, he needs to go to therapy and learn to manage it so that you can have as healthy of a relationship as possible. You know, like, if you love somebody who has narcissistic personality disorder and you want to do your best to make this relationship work, they have to be in therapy. You know, because there are some narcissists on TikTok who are married and they know they're narcissists, but they go to therapy. And that's how they make their marriage work as best as it possibly can, is they go to therapy. So I'm not saying, like, I'm not making the decision for you. If you want to stick around with your narcissist because you believe in love and you believe in fighting for people, and it's not their fault that they have narcissism, it's not my fault that I'm in love with somebody and that I care about somebody who has this personality disorder. You know, I still love them with my entire heart. I don't want to give up on them just because they have this mental disorder, this personality disorder. But they have to go to therapy if you're not going to give up on them. Because them going to therapy shows you that they also don't want to give up on you. That they want to do what it takes to make this relationship work as best as they can. Even though they can't fix what's broken inside of them, they can learn to manage it a little bit better. Anxious attachment due to abandonment. Narcs will leave without warning and they don't care. That happened to me. User 15, hello. I've learned narcs do best when they're stripped of their power. He blames me for the breakups. Sophia, hello. I'd have that talk and see how he reacts. If he can't commit to a boyfriend, he'll never commit to husband. Facts. Total myth that narcs seek empaths. Right, they just seek each other. You know, you've got a good heart and you want to fix somebody, and you want to love them, and you believe that this person has never been loved right before, and that's their problem. But I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them what love looks like, and they're just going to open up and be warm like I am. And it never goes that way. How are you, Kate? I'm great. How are you? Could be education, money, job position, empathy, whatever. Exactly. If a narcissist wants a relationship with you, it's because you have something that they want that can get them further in life, or that makes them feel good. You give them some sort of supply, whether that is money or beauty, like you're a trophy, like you're a really good looking person and you're gonna look so good next to me, or you have a lot of money, you can pay for my life, you can help me move to America so I can move to LA and be in movies, like that kind of shit. Empathetic. So the thing about empaths attracting narcissists, if you're a good person, you're going to attract all kinds of people. It's just that you give them a chance longer than you should. Empaths will stick around with narcissists for too long. That's the issue. It's not that empaths attract narcissists. Empaths also attract non-narcissists. It's just that they're giving the narcissist more of a chance. They're overlooking certain things because you feel like love can save the day just because it does for you. Because you have a good heart, it's hard to comprehend that somebody would just use you. Because you would never use somebody. You would never pretend to love somebody just to use them and get further in life, like a narcissist or a sociopath would do to you. So it just doesn't click for you that somebody would do that to me, because you never think of it as a possibility. But for some people, that's their reality. They use people. They pretend to love people just to get what they want out of you. Like, that's what happened with my last girlfriend in September, October, November. Like, that girl was using me to get all the information out of me to grow on TikTok. Like, that's all that girl wanted. That's all that girl was interested in. And thank God I gave her next to fucking nothing. You know, like, I'm careful until I know that I can trust you. And that's why that relationship didn't last long. I saw the red flags early. I recognized the patterns that I've already been through this. I'm not going through it again. We're done. You know, like, you're not going to gaslight me. You're not going to twist this. Like, I know what I've seen. I saw it with my own eyes. I'm done. I've been in this relationship for 4 years. I know the outcome. I'm not doing this again. I'm out. And that's what you have to learn to do, is set boundaries, recognize red flags. Recognize red flags that you're not okay with if that behavior never changes. What about if I'm back with a narcissist guy that says he changed? They always say that they change. My most recent partner, I'm like 99% sure antisocial personality disorder. So I've told this story before, but after I broke up with her, one of her best friends called me and she's like, Ken, I'm so sorry that I didn't let you know this about her. And like, she just went off. She's like, you're such a good guy and her daughters love you. I thought you were going to be the one to change her. Like, her own friend called me just spilling everything about this girl and apologizing to me because she didn't say anything, because she thought I was going to be the one to change her because I'm such a good guy and this and that. I was like, damn. Like, I didn't, like, sociopath didn't cross my mind. Like, as I was talking to her, I was more so thinking, like, maybe borderline. I'm like, I can see some borderline tendencies here, but I'm like, she's hot. Like, I don't care, she's hot. Like, let me see this out. But no, it was much worse than that. But yeah, it was two in a row. I've only had one girlfriend since my 4-year relationship. And that relationship lasted, we spoke for 2.5 months. We were official for 3 weeks before I saw the mask come off. I'm like, nope, I know what this is. The guilt is immense. It's really weird. Deep down, it's not your fault, but still. I think we need to define what love is. I don't think it's possible to love someone who is a narcissist. I think it's possible to love somebody who is a narcissist because you could have family members who are narcissists. I feel like love is just, I would sacrifice myself for you. That's what love is. And like, you could love somebody who doesn't love you back, because a narcissist would not sacrifice themselves for you. I think it's completely trauma. Like, you could love your parent who's a narcissist, you know? Like, you could love a narcissist. But yeah, I agree in the trauma bond, for sure. Where you think somebody's your soulmate. Like, you can love somebody and realize that you're not my soulmate. My soulmate wouldn't treat me this way. But, I love you, but I gotta let you go, because this is not gonna end well. The minute he cheats again, or if I believe he'll never go to therapy, that's when I'm done. How do you make a narc go to therapy? A narcissist has to be rock bottom for the most part to go to therapy. Like a narcissist has to lose you, lose their kids, lose everything. And it's like, if you want this back, you're going to therapy. It has to be an ultimatum for the most part. Obviously, there are some exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, to get a narcissist into therapy, it's because they don't have a choice. I never forgive cheating partner, me either. The ex said he left me to make himself happier. At least he was honest once. Happiness is an inside job. Happiness is our responsibility. If we're not happy in life, that's our fault, not our partner. My ex got engaged because the family forced him to marry the same religion. Hello, Rihanna. Exactly. I never did understand it because I'm not that person. I don't think that way. So you're single now? No, I'm talking to somebody right now. I am not single right now. Max and Jamila, hello. I realized he was a sociopath at the end. Scary dude. Like, no guilt. Yeah. That's the main difference between a sociopath and a narcissist, because every sociopath is a narcissist, but not every narcissist is a sociopath. It's a lack of remorse. So, like, if a narcissist has no remorse, sociopath. Because the narcissist can feel shame. You know, sociopaths don't feel shame. They feel nothing. Sarah, thank you for the follow. Just wish I could find a man that wants amazing, deep down commitment. Love you, thank you, Elise. My definition of love is an involuntary response to virtue, if you're also virtuous. Can narcs apologize after hanging the phone with a text the day after? Can narcs? Narcs will for sure apologize to get what they want, if they feel like they can manipulate you with an apology, for sure. But they never mean it. And therefore you can't love someone who is immoral, especially parents, since you can't choose them. You can love a pet, you know? Like a pet, your interaction with a pet is just like feeding them, playing with them, you know? Like your pet isn't manipulating you, not texting back, not gaslighting you, that you know of. I don't know. Is a dog barking when nothing's there gaslighting? Is your dog gaslighting you? I think you can feel love for people and for things, even if they have a personality disorder. Like, you can love somebody with a personality disorder. That's just how I feel about love. Like, I can love things that don't love me back. I can feel love for things. You know, I can feel this urge of, like, I would have died for you. I would have given you everything for the rest of my life. You know, like, even though you were a piece of shit and you treated me like shit, I would have given you the fucking world. I think that's love. I found a boy handsome and sweet. My dog out here gaslighting me. My cat gaslights me all the time. Yeah. But you still love your pets, even though our pets are little gaslighting assholes. Jeannie, thank you for the follow. Cuddles, and as soon as I reciprocate, bye. Your cat is such an avoidance. Your cat wants cuddles when they want it, but if you want cuddle back, your cat's out of there. Your cat's got a girl's night. Your cat's not texting you back when they're out with friends. You can love them from a distance where they can't hurt you. Yeah, I will love you from a distance. I will keep my love for you to myself. Like, I will know that I love you, but I can't show it to you because you don't appreciate it and you don't reciprocate. He makes me believe he needs to go outside. Has an emergency, but really he's going to dig. Don't give your life to anyone I don't like, cat. I gotta avoid it, narcs all around me. Cats are sociopaths. I say this all the time. Cats are sociopaths. Cats have antisocial personality disorder for sure. The cats are anxiously attached. Cats love being promiscuous, showing off their bodies. They will just kill things. They feel no remorse. Oh, you're a mouse? You're a hedgehog? you're the family's favorite hedgehog? I don't give a fuck. Oh, you're the family's favorite goldfish? You're lunch to me, bitch. Cats don't give a fuck. They're sociopathic AF. Like if a dog does bad, they'll at least bow their heads, you know? Like they'll know that they did wrong. Like a dog has some empathy. A dog knows that they fucked up. A cat, like they're just gonna meow at you. My cats are anxiously attached to me. My dog also manipulated me into paying his rent. He's probably a narc. I got one avoidant cat, one anxious. I'm suspicious of men who love cats. Not lunch, I'm cracking up. Agron, hello. Like that's like one of my favorite sayings. Like a dog will bow its head when it does you wrong. A snake will look you in the eyes. And that's obviously you're not talking about a dog and a snake in that situation. It's people. You know, like somebody with cluster B, like a healthy person, when they do you wrong, they're gonna feel shame. They're gonna feel sorry. They're gonna feel remorse. They're gonna feel empathy. Like they're gonna feel bad. They're like, damn, I fucked up and I feel really bad. But a snake, a cluster B, they're just gonna look in your eyes when they do you wrong. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen again. I'll change. I've changed. Take me back. Things will be different this time. There's no real remorse in that. I have to go. But wonderful info today. Well, thank you, Nancy. Time Sam by follow. Thank you for the follow. If I stop, he literally puts in my hand until I try to grab it away from him. I don't get mad at my dog because he gaslights me into thinking it's my fault if he makes a mistake. Reginald, it's your fault that I dug into the trash because you left it out and you went to work all day. You shouldn't have left me alone all day because I have to tear up the trash to retaliate because you left me home alone and sad. You need to be home at every second of the day. So I'm your favorite. What if sharks say they do not care if we are together or not? And then you leave them. If you don't care if we're together, I'm out. Why would I stick around for somebody who doesn't care to lose me? Hello, Rebecca. If anything, for the follow. Yeah, it's my fault if he rolls the toilet paper because I left the door open. Yes. My dog manipulations are using affection for treats. Same. I'm the same though. I will be affectionate for treats. I'm gonna grab lunch. Well, thanks for being here. Enjoy lunch. Everybody who's new here, click the follow button. I appreciate it so much. You're so handsome. Thank you. Thank you, Ari. 24 new followers today. Y'all are the best. Yvonne 72 high. Like here's one thing about me though. Is like I feel empathy for those with the cluster B personality disorder. As much as I talk my shit, try the black and white filter. Like as much as I talk my shit, I feel empathy for somebody with cluster B personality disorders, but I will not handle them with kid gloves. So I know that I will offend people who have a cluster B personality disorder every once in a while. Like somebody watching could have borderline personality disorder, or I've actually had people with antisocial personality disorder who get offended by what I say, but it's like my job is not to create empathy for those people because we have it. That's why we're in a relationship with you. We have the empathy. You know, we've put up with your shit for too long. Like my job on here is to help you recognize it and ditch those people. Like it's not to create empathy for them. And I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that it hurts, and I'm sorry that what I say can hurt sometimes. But I'm not here to make people empathetic towards you. I'm just not. I'm here to save people from getting to the end of a relationship with you and wanting to end their life. That's what I'm here to do. So I'm just not going to argue with people. Like if you come in my live or any of my videos and you like try to argue with me about any sort of cluster B and like how you feel as somebody with a cluster B personality disorder, I'm just going to delete it or mute you. Like that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for the debate. I'm here to save lives. I'm here to stop people from wasting their time. You know, like if you're a healthy cluster B and you go to therapy and you've learned to manage it, or you have borderline personality disorder and you're healing it, that's awesome. But I'm not here to shine a positive light on any of them. That's not what I will ever do. My friend has a cat that Amber herds her bed every time she goes out of town. That took me a second. I might have a narcissist characteristic because I will do sketchy shit for the right treat. I mean, I definitely have narcissistic characteristics. I'm on a live. I'm on a TikTok live. If you've ever done a TikTok live, you have a narcissistic trait. If you make videos and you post pictures of yourself on the internet, you have a narcissistic trait. We all have traits of narcissism, but you don't want a collection of traits. You know, you don't want 5+. That's when it becomes a personality disorder. When you have 5+, when you lack empathy, when you will use people to get what you want in life. Like, that's when it's an issue. You know, like, wanting attention isn't enough of an issue. Doing sketchy shit for the... What do you mean by sketchy shit? I don't know if I should throw a blanket statement over that, Crystal. But being kind and caring to like get a promotion, whatever. You know, that's not enough to be a narcissist. Like, you need a collection of traits. Not me crying and screaming in the back for Ken. Go little rock star. Yeah, it's when there's a collection that it's an issue. But we all have a couple traits. I have probably 3 or 4 of them, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I'm a very driven person. So I have, which, being a driven person, you could argue that I have an obsession with power, money, or a fantasy of power, money, and idealizing love, which is a narcissistic trait, because I'm such a go-getter, you know? Like, we all need a little bit to be successful in life. We need something, but I have an extreme amount of empathy. My level of empathy should have subtract for the negative, exactly. Like, if you came to me and you're like, look, I have 8 of the narcissistic traits, but the one that I don't have is lack of empathy. I'm so empathetic. I'm like, cool, you can be in my life. If you're a narcissist with empathy, sign me up. I mean, I don't know, because you couldn't have all 8 minus empathy, because one of them is being exploitive, you know, using people, and that shows a lack of empathy. You know, so I guess you could come to me and be like, look, I'm a 7 trait narcissist, but I have empathy and I don't use people. I'm like, sure, I'll even date you. I'll marry you. If you've got empathy, I'll marry you. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, like a lack of or low empathy using people, like, that's where I write you off from my life. Like, nah. You don't, like, if you hurt me and you don't care, or you're just trying to use me to get ahead in life, you're not a part of it. I'm glad I stayed for that. Now I'm getting lunch. Thanks for being here, Rihanna. I swear you must own a business outside of here. I do a lot of things. You seem like an entrepreneur. I do a lot of things. I have multiple sources of income, Eliza, yes. It's called ambition, yeah. Ambition is a narcissistic trait, though. Sort of. If you want to twist it. If you want to twist the fantasies of power, success, love into ambition, and vice versa, like, you could argue that's a narcissistic trait. And it's one that I have. Same for empathy for me. Let me go before he starts yelling at me. Brazil, you better tell him, bestie. Thank you, Queen X. Empathy is one of the greatest gifts of love. Yeah, like, I cannot imagine going through life without empathy or low empathy. Like, that's one of my favorite things about being alive, is that I get to hear stories, or I get to experience stories and understand what people are going through and feel their emotions. Like, it brings movies to life. It brings books to life. It brings video games to life. It brings stories to life. Like, just understanding what somebody's going through and being able to put yourself in the situation. Because, like, my videos are characters. Like, I'm storytelling through my videos on TikTok. But a lot of my storytelling comes from past experiences. You know, not every single video I post is what I'm going through. But a lot of times it's what I've been through. And I'll cry. I will cry for my character sometimes. Like, sometimes I will shoot a scene and it gets me too much. And I'm like, damn. Like, when I'm done shooting it, like, I get a little teary-eyed. Like, I love feeling things. And I couldn't imagine life without it. What is wrong with wanting a guy that is put together and a better life? Wouldn't that be goals? There's nothing wrong with wanting somebody who's capable of taking care of themselves. Where it's wrong is the entitlement that they also need to be taking care of you. If you want to join somebody's life instead of just be a part of it, like, if you want to add to somebody, you know, like, you have a life and I'm adding to it by being present. I'm not joining your already established life. Like, that's entitlement. That's lazy. You know, like, I bring nothing to the table other than I'm pretty. I'm pretty. So pay for everything, you know? Like, the entitlement is why. Like, let's throw gender into here, as much as I hate to do that stuff. Like, a man could go to Target and there could be a baddie cashier, you know? This cashier is a baddie. And you know she makes minimum wage, but a man doesn't think, oh, this girl's life isn't together because she's a cashier at Target, so I can't marry her. A man doesn't give a fuck about your job because there's no entitlement there. You know, it's just like, this is a really pretty girl who I'd like to get to know. You know, sure, they see the beauty first, but it's just, we don't care. Like, if you love somebody and it's about love, you will figure life out. You know, it's a red flag if somebody is living off of you. If you have to take care of somebody, it's entitlement, it's a red flag. Like, you should be able to stand on your own. Like, sure, I'm going to buy you dinner, but you shouldn't be expecting me to pay for your nails, for your hair, for your dresses, for your bags, for this, for that. Like, that's your shit, you know? If your nails and your hair got nothing to do with me. You fucking take care of your roots and your nails and buy your bags. Buy your overpriced fucking bags that I don't give a shit about. You know, do that yourself. Like, it's entitlement if you expect that from your partner. Like, men don't give a fuck. So women who do give a fuck, that's definitely entitlement. That's a narcissistic trait. You're not necessarily a narcissist, but that is a trait of narcissism, is being entitled to a life just because I pee out of something different than you and I'm pretty. So take care of me, you know? Like, it's not 1902. You can get a job now. You can hustle, grind. You can start a business now. You know, like, nothing's stopping you. We got equal rights. Get a job, girl. Pay for those nails. At the very least, be an influencer. Get some brand deals. Just pay for your fucking nails and your avocado toast by yourself. I got dinner. I feel like being good at empathetic person makes me get and sick a lot. I'm an empath, though. Sometimes it can be suffocating with so much pain around me. I feel you. Sometimes you do need a break, especially as an empath. You need to recharge. You need to make sure you're filling your own cup, because you can't keep filling people's cups, especially people who have holes in their cup. A narcissist, an avoidant person, they got holes in their cup. You know, it's never going to be full. They're never going to be satisfied. You got to make sure you're filling your own cup with that self-love. But I love you all so much. I've been on here for so long. Almost an hour and a half. I love and appreciate you all so much. You're wonderful. Follow me on Instagram at SuperKenGaming. Click the follow button if you're new. Follow me on YouTube, SuperKen TikTok. Follow me on Facebook, SuperKen TikTok. I love you all so much. One woman thinking that she is more than another, thinking she is more than another is unattractive to me. Hello, Danny. Danny, you missed the Love Ranger only live. We did it on Sunday instead of Saturday. That was my fault. I forgot about Saturday night, but we did one Sunday and you missed it, Danny. But Danny, I'm getting off here. You came in so late. I love you all so much. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tonight in the Love Ship. Yeah, you missed it, Danny. We'll schedule another one. I love you all so much. Goodbye. Reginald missed it too, but because she was studying.